Companies around the world are striving to reach equal pay for all of their employees. At Microsoft, women earn $1.001 for every dollar a man does in the equivalent role. How has Microsoft been able to achieve this?
Part of it is education, and part of it is ensuring that we have the ability to identify similar roles. Because it is equal pay, similar levels, similar roles. And so just being able to do the analytics and the diagnostics in the systems to then make sure that we are doing it globally and accurately.
But Microsoft is such a large company and it's been able to achieve this. How important, if we look at, say, inclusion and diversity, how important is that for a company like Microsoft, especially when it's working in so many different countries?
Microsoft has one of the most inclusive missions in the world. And so when you think about our products and our services and our solutions, it really is the 7 billion that we are serving. And so for us inside Microsoft, it's important for us to ensure that we have the representation of all the markets that we serve, but that once we have that diversity, we actually build the environment that allows everybody to thrive. And so it has to be both diversity and inclusion, and the leadership team, through the management team, through all of our employees. We've made it a part of our performance management conversations for every single employee in the company. And so we know that this work can't be done by just a few, it has to be done by all of us. The accountability component is really important. It's important to make sure that we treat diversity and inclusion in a similar fashion as we do for other business metrics. It's important for us in particular that we are building not only an inclusive culture, an inclusive workforce, but we have inclusive products and inclusive tech. And so for all of those reasons, the accountability is important.
And so that's really important when it comes to inclusive tech. What do you mean by that, and how do you go about ensuring that that is actually achieved?
Part of it is making sure that we have diverse humans who are building the technology. And so if you think about the Xbox controller that was adapted for people with disabilities, or in our Teams product, it's instantaneously captioned and has a blur feature so that you can focus on the speaker. That was a feature designed by a deaf employee. Or the people who are coding the artificial intelligence systems, or Microsoft's leadership position on facial recognition. So it's all of these things that really walk the talk from our mission to how we lead the company from an ethics standpoint, all the way through to how we live diversity and inclusion in everything we do.
There are some people out there that think that inclusion and diversity really is only for a few. How do you get everybody on board and actually get them to see the value and the bigger picture?
Diversity and inclusion at its core, for some might feel like it's an us versus them. But what we know in somebody like Kenji Yoshino's research is that even 45% of straight white men show up in the workplace hiding some element of themselves. And so it's really about us. It's about all of us as humans. And so if we can have the candor to have the hard conversations, to learn about one another, to build trust and empathy with one another, and then the commitment to move us forward, I think we'll be better off.
And looking forward, what are some of those next steps for Microsoft and in furthering their efforts when it comes to inclusion and diversity?
Our most recent report talks really about the totality of what we are up to right now. We remain optimistic about the increased curiosity we can have about the ways in which our employees want to identify on the continuum of diversity, but also to make sure that we are continuing to embed diversity through every level of the organization, and to ensure that we hold ourselves accountable to being more diverse and more inclusive.